RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, it's Shitsville, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? It's Shuttleworth the God, aka the GOAT artist, LB, Lauderdale boss, Soul Wars creator, RingGangRadio.com, in the building.
Yes, sir. Ring Gang in the house, forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxing in the building. Ring Gang Radio, let's get it.
Hey, Bodega P, straight from the sewer. And, he's not in the sewer today. He got himself a day off. This nigga's been out here eating good and shit, when he's not fighting crime.
Yeah, man, them black and salmon tacos got a nigga lit.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, we fancy now. Okay.
I'm saying, usually, I just be getting some regular ass beef tacos and chicken tacos. This nigga's eating salmon, shit.
Black and salmon tacos. All right, go ahead, Poindexter. I see you. Jeeves. Okay.
Word though.
With a side of calamari shavings. With lightly crusted herb butter potatoes. Go ahead, okay.
Yo, and usually, see, Pete usually doesn't get this treatment. Usually, I get this treatment when I tell people what I eat when I'm at work, where I work, which is a pretty well-known place.
See, we don't get to talk about King P weird shit because he don't do weird shit.
Yeah, I told these niggas, I told these cats I had scrod one time, and that turned into a whole bunch of fuckery.
Yeah, fucking scrod. And these salmons are fish that niggas hear about.
You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, I said told me that some people have only heard it in a Ghostface song. So it's like,
I have some scrod fillets. No, from the south, it's catfish. Fuck some tilapia. I don't know no bullshit ass tilapia, catfish.
Yeah, not no scrod though.
You get the salmon, tuna, shark, shark.
Yeah, but scrod was delicious with the pilaf rice and whatnot that I had that day. It was real good.
Rice pilaf. Indeed.
Yo, these niggas are funny, yo.
So let me ask you this before we get into this shit. If you was to compare this first fight we about to talk about, if that was a meal, what kind of meal would it be? The disgusted this nigga voice, he's like, my fat ass don't want to talk about food and fights.
Shit. If I had to compare this first fight with some food, man, I'd probably say leftovers. Nigga, straight up and down, leftovers, bro.
Hamburger. Wait. How was it leftovers when two guys are undefeated?
Well, no, one of them. No. Berchelt is not undefeated.
Oh yeah.
This is hamburger helpers, bro.
Yeah. It just feel like it because he been knocking out people for so long. But yeah, Berchelt does have a loss. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. It's one of those random ass losses,
And Valdez just feels like he has losses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. You know what? This does feel like leftovers.
Yeah.
But it's presented in a way that's hold on, wait. We got these good leftovers, nigga. Hold on.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
They're presenting it in that way. Is what I'm saying.
This straight hamburger helper to me.
Y'all said the ESPN they got two little documentary shows on it. You don't put that much presentation into leftovers.
That's also true. In fact, it's very rare that top rank. I'm actually surprised top.
Are these some hibachi leftovers?
No, absolutely. I'm not even gonna get started.
This Cheesecake Factory leftovers, what Grand Lux Cafe leftovers? What kind of leftovers are these?
McDonald's leftovers.
Nah, no. We ain't gonna. Nah, McDonald's nah. Wasn't it Mexican pizza from the cafeteria high school?
Yeah, I would never eat any bullshit like that for leftovers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's McDonald's leftovers.
Yeah, I remember that Mexican pizza. That was a death trap. You will go to the bathroom if you ate that bullshit.
And I used to be bussing down here, and ain't no one had any complaints.
No, it was good though, but whatever they put in that shit made your stomach run. People had accents eating that bullshit.
You ain't have no problem down here. Maybe, Thanos be having tummy aches and shit. You keep one of them gems in your shirt pocket or something. Nigga.
But this fight though, it just feels like as you mentioned, it feels like
TJ got Friday's leftovers. Can we agree on that? Like,
I can dig that.
It's like a step above McDonald's leftovers, but it's not Cheesecake Factory leftovers.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
So this is not bad. Like, I think it's gonna be exciting exciting main event.
Yeah, no, but I think it's just more or less like why we're talking about this fight in this particular way is simply because of one person. It's Oscar Valdez. Now, we've talked about Valdez plenty of times on our podcast. Like,
careers off of giving him hard fights.
Exactly. Like Valdez, Valdez, likes to be pretty much his goal is to be a Mexican warrior. Like it was the thing in the in the shoulder programming, like because Top Rank released two episodes, for this fight, some behind the scenes shit, and Valdez pretty much is like, yeah, I'm trying to be a Mexican warrior. I'm trying to be Barrera. I'm trying to be Morales. I'm trying to be Julio Cesar Chavez. Like dude is obsessed with that. But this type of mentality in the last 3 years or so has led to some absolutely grueling fights for him. Like, and the funny thing is too is Valdez was candid about those fights too, the exact fights. He mentioned the Mariaga fight. He mentioned the second fight with the Asian, and then he mentioned the Scott Quigg fight. He mentioned all three fights by name. And I didn't think he would actually be that candid about it. But he was like, yeah, people saying like, I took a lot of punishment, but he did. Yeah, he took a boatload of punishment. The Quigg fight especially, Quigg fight took years off his career.
Yep.
Big time, but he said, but he's like, yeah, no, but those fights didn't affect me. I'm gonna keep pushing forward. I made this change, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. And I'm like, huh. This guy has a lot of stuff.
So I'm
not buying it.
Yeah, I'm not buying it either.
He's trying to, I'm a Mexican warrior, but all those fights you mentioned, he undefeated. He might as well have taken a loss with all the beatings he took.
Yeah, because even the fights after the Quigg fight, like because first he was facing light hitting punches, like punches that shouldn't be able to rock his jaw,
and yet they're still rocking him.
Yeah, and they're still rocking him.
Shit, Adam Lopez dropped him and was putting hands on him and was giving him a tough fight. Like, Cloud Armor had to help him out.
Yeah, and Jason Velez too, and he knocked out Jason Velez, the first one to knock him out. But Velez was giving him some issues,
boxing his ass up actually.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard that you see someone like this, and obviously
for this fight.
What's that?
No, I'm saying I wonder what the odds are gonna be for this fight.
I'm pretty sure that Berchelt's the clear favorite for this shit. He has
to. For knockout, it's gotta be like almost guaranteed.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'd be completely surprised right now if. Let me see. Oh, I see some betting odds. Let's see what we got here. Looks like Valdez is a plus 250 underdog. Well, I thought that was actually kind of lower than I expected. I thought he'd be higher one, but
yeah, like he's like plus 250.
Yeah, that must mean they see something. Because now we're not saying that
outbox him.
Yeah, we're not saying that Valdez doesn't have a chance. Valdez has power, like he's carried it up to 130. But my thing with 130 is he looks small for 130, and he looks small for a featherweight,
dude.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Berchelt in them episodes. Berchelt was beasted in the gym. Like, Berchelt was strong as fuck. I was like, I didn't realize how strong this dude was. I was like, wow. this dude's workout plan is pretty good. Like, dude was curling some serious weight for his size. You know, I was like, oh shit. You know, so this is, so I'm over here in my mind thinking, how in the world is Valdez going to not get put through the grinder with this dude?
Man, this is gonna be Kodo Margarita.
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, Valdez
but just a more athletic Margarita.
Yeah, no, honestly, because I mean,
he's playing Margarito's role. Like, Berchelt and Margarito are nothing alike.
No, they are not. And I think what works now in terms of maybe Valdez having a chance is Berchelt has actually been knocked out before. He was knocked out in the first round in his lone loss, so he can be hurt, you know. But and Valdez has enough explosiveness and power to actually do it. But it's just more or less, can he actually land the shot to actually do that? Because I don't see Valdez being disciplined enough to actually stick to a plan to box this dude. If he can actually box this dude,
man, he's gonna get suckered into a fight that isn't, you know, to his favor, and he's gonna get hurt.
I don't think he's gonna get suckered into it. I think it's just gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, and that's another thing.
I don't want to underplay, you know, Berchelt's ability to just, you know, put his foot in your ass, because you know.
No, Berchelt's gonna oblige though. But yeah, that's another thing. In them blood, sweat, and tears episodes, dude is talking that war shit. Like, he's not talking no boxing thing. He's talking, he wants to go to war with this dude. So I know that's gonna happen. He's not thinking boxing.
Who, Berchelt or Vasquez?
Valdez.
I'm sorry, Valdez.
Yeah, no, Valdez. Yeah, Berchelt is. For Berchelt, it's just everything is just business. Like he's trying to match Julio Cesar Chavez's record of title defenses at 130, which is 9, and he's at 6, going to be at 7 if he wins.
It feels like the most underwhelming 6, but whatever.
yeah, because Berchelt is a benefactor of a 130 division that had been slowly deteriorating each other over like a 3 or 4 year span. Dude was basically the cleanup man. He caught the fighters of that particular era at the right time.
Oh, he's the Chad Dawson of 130.
No, Chad Dawson still had some prime wins, bro.
No, a lot of people used to say that about Chad Dawson. I felt like that was a bad, you know, example.
Exactly. Whereas with Berchelt, though, I mean, Berchelt has Vargas. Vargas was the one who he beat for the belt, and Vargas had already been put through the ringer in like 3 straight fights before that. He pretty much retired Takashi Miura, who was another fade bringer. He beat down Mickey Roman. He beat down Francisco Vargas again. He beat down Jason Sosa. Like, you know,
all these guys were already beat down. What the heck? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
It's like all these guys were bodied already, and he just comes in and just puts the chalk down.
Yeah, and not just body. Like, these are guys that
that just swept them into a pile. Like,
yeah,
like the room was full of bodies. All he did was just like push them to one corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, give him credit for that. You know.
Yeah, and that's another thing too, because like I said, pretty much all his points were like, you know, from the previous 130 era, they were all getting into ridiculous ass wars, and he's pretty much been cleaning them up, like sending them on their way.
Now, to be fair, I like his style. I do like Berchelt, but I mean, Berchelt
clearly has talent. Like, dude is a problem. We just want him to actually.
He never fights anybody.
Yeah, like, I mean, the one thing...
LB's been pushing him versus Jojo Diaz for the longest.
Yeah, and then...
I feel like Jojo Diaz's fault, like, better competition. Even if you take away the Gary Russell loss, I think Jojo Diaz has still been fighting, like, better, more, like, equal competition. Meaning, like, the dudes are in their prime, they're young. It's not a bunch of faded guys who've been battered already.
Yeah, and then the other thing with Berchelt too is I know Top Rank was trying to make him, him and Jamel Herring for unification, and for whatever reason, and this is the thing that made me raise an eyebrow, like Berchelt kind of was like, yeah, no, I'm good, you know.
He would have been favored over Herring.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like wondering, it's like, why wouldn't you want to just take that dude's belt away Like I didn't understand like why he didn't want that fight. Like he was there, they were at each other's fights. Like they were building that shit up, and then all of a sudden Berchelt's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna face Valdez now. You know, and then Valdez had a mandatory. Valdez had Shakur as his mandatory, and after he got his warm up fights, but Valdez, when that mandatory came, Valdez gave up his belt to go up to 130 because he wanted to go to war with Berchelt.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with people always complaining about Top Rank. With all these musical belts and musical chairs, like, you'll see how certain fights are starting to manifest, and then all of a sudden, one guy would say, you know what, I'll just move up, or you know what, I'll drop the belt, or you know what, I'll do this, or you know what, I'll do that, and then it's like everything reshuffles, and we just got to be content with what we get in the aftermath. And sometimes it's not always better than what we anticipated or what we originally was gonna get.
It's usually never the case, honestly. If we're being serious.
Yeah.
And usually they don't. And usually there's not really any upsets, like aka a WBO belt actually again taken away from Top Rank.
Top Rank always plays musical chairs with their belts and their fighters, and then usually the guy left without the chair gets fucked.
Yeah, or I'm not saying sometimes it doesn't work out. Like, I don't mind Frampton and Herring.
Yeah, no, I don't mind that too. But it's like, and then right now, like when Valdez belt got filled up by Emmanuel Navarrete, who's a fun fighter. Dude we put foot to ass. So it's not.
But I think a Navarrete Valdez would have been a great fight.
Yeah, but
I think that'd have been a more even fight than Berchelt Valdez.
Yeah, because Berchelt Valdez to me. It just feels like it might be a cash out. Like I cannot shake the feeling like Berchelt's just gonna clean this dude up. Like it's just gonna be like it is before, and that's what it's gonna be. I mean, I know that they're trying to sell it, but Valdez is damaged. He's a damaged guy. Like, and they keep masquerading him around like they keep trying to extend his 10 minutes or whatever. But yeah.
This 10 minutes been like 15 minutes now.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Like, you going on 20 minutes. If he makes this a decision fight, then that 10 is like a 20 minutes now. Like, you might have a whole 30-minute special.
Now, honestly, if this fight goes to distance, like the full distance, that means Berchelt probably either A is spoiling on the vine a little bit, or Valdez is probably was better than we think he is. I mean, he's not a bad fighter, but he's not as finished as we think he is.
This is the problem with Valdez, and to just not to pinpoint or get too critical, because he's a quality fighter. He's world class. He throws good punches, good head movement, good footwork. He has good power. He does everything right, but the thing is, he's a guy who he makes fights too hard.
Yes.
He's not dominant as he should be for his skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Like, fights that should be 10 rounds to 2, 9 rounds to 3, he makes them into damn 7 rounds to 5, 8 rounds to 4.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
A lot of his fights really should be, 117, 111.
Mm-hmm.
But they always turn into 115, 113 type of fights.
Right.
Yeah, he wins them clean, but at what cost? Like you almost feel like he's shaving his health meter on his career down little by little, to where it don't start out green no more. It's like greenish yellow.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's already on the yellow blended part. Like, and it shouldn't be that way. He has too much skills to make it fights that that difficult.
Yeah, and he's 30 years old now, so he's getting to the age right now where getting older in the lighter weight divisions, with his type of damage, it will show more and more, and hopefully he doesn't really ever go up to lightweight, because he'd really be in trouble. That is, if he actually survives 130. So it's just like, yeah, Valdez, yeah, he makes things too hard on himself, and he gets damaged, and then he has to get tune-ups again because he got beat up so much. So that's what I'm like. This fight, This fight it might be like a slaughter, it might be a slow burn slaughter. I mean, I don't think Berchelt's gonna get rid of him.
I think these guys gonna come out swinging. Like Valdez, he's gonna he's gonna go out there trying to get some respect from Berchelt, and Berchelt gonna try to take dude's head off. He's gonna try to steamroll him. I think we're gonna get like a great shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Like slow burn, I can't see these guys going slow. Like push the inevitable. Nah. Mm-mm.
Well, only because I think Berchelt's not really a fast starter like that. He takes some time to warm up, and when he does, he's a problem.
Yeah, because he's fighting older guys that are just, taking their time warming up too.
Yeah.
Now he's going to be in there with a younger guy who, has some quality in him, still got a little bounce in his step.
Mm-hmm.
And, once he sees Valdez start hooking off the jab and moving, something's going to go off in his head like, okay, hold on. It's no country for young men either.
and yeah, I mean, I could definitely say it, because honestly, that'll probably be Valdez's best chance in the fight to actually win if he can catch Berchelt cold,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're all agreement that Berchelt will probably win by KO. The question is when or what rounds do you think that he'll probably win?
What y'all say? Like King P all quiet. Bodega must got busy.
Yeah, that's something we're talking about. Always in the bathroom.
I'll say, I mean, I think it will probably be mid to late KO. But I definitely think it's going to be a knockout. I just feel like, I mean, I've never been that high on Valdez. I think he has. I don't see him. I think this is going to be the end of it. I think this is going to be whatever hype he had left. It's going to be over after now. I'll say 10th round.
So real talk. That's actually the round that I was thinking too.
I think he'll start off strong, and then as the fight goes on, I think Berchelt's going to pick up the pace. And I just think by the 10th round, I could see Valdez losing stamina, be getting winded, and then Berchelt just sends him to the nether realm.
Well, that is if the ref is kind of slow or his corner doesn't throw in the towel. Yeah. I think Oscar's the type that he wouldn't want them to throw in the towel.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Berchelt's gonna do everything you said. But I feel like it's gonna end by the 8th round. Like he's gonna start whacking them out even sooner.
If Valdez goes out, he's going out on his shield, Pat. I don't see his corner throwing in the towel.
Yeah, all the wars they let his ass go through shit.
True.
Why you care about his safety now?
I think we're gonna see the worst moments of Valdez Mariaga times 5.
Sprinkled in some quick moments.
Yeah.
You know what? Sprinkle in some little Lopez. You get the picture now, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's too many of those moments.
Yeah, no, there's far too many.
Now you're gonna get the season finale of those moments. But I would say this: if Valdez pulls it off, this would be like a huge win.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, I'll temporarily stop saying that Valdez is broken, because I was like,
no, I'll definitely put some respect on Valdez's name, because I've honestly just never been that high on him. He hasn't impressed me for a long time, probably since the Gradovich fight. So I would definitely be more than impressed with this.
That's the thing. He's impressive in like handfuls, like in spots. Like if you look at clips of dude, you'll be like, damn, okay, he looks on point. Like he looks good. This is a stud. Like, okay, he could box, he could bang. But then when you watch his whole fights, you're like, damn, this nigga be struggling too much.
And the fact that it wasn't always like that. Like before he won the belt, he looked the role. Like he looked like he was the truth.
But that's what I'm saying. The cream rises to the top. Like as soon as he got in there with tougher guys on the world class, on the world stage, he couldn't put that gap. He couldn't make that gap further.
Yeah, because that Gradovich win was a serious win for him. Like Greg Gradovich.
Yeah, that was the last. Like I said, that was the last time I was ever really impressed with that.
Yeah. After that, he's not outpacing guys like how he should. He should be 3 steps ahead of guys. Like he should be 3 to 5 steps ahead of guys. He's only like 1 or 2 steps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he shouldn't be. You know, the guy's an Olympian for crying out loud.
Berchelt, yeah, like he looks more talented than Berchelt, maybe even more skilled. Like he has a lot of good qualities, but this style matchup, I don't know. I think if he's not in shape and he doesn't know how to, defend within range, he's gonna just get walked down, and I think Berchelt's gonna make him burn too much energy. Like,
and I will say,
I can see it happening in the 10th, but I think it's gonna happen sooner.
I mean, I do think. I mean, just judging by their Blood, Sweat, and Tears episodes, both of these guys look like they're in good shape. Like, it's just that Valdez just looks small, like small in comparison to Berchelt, like really small. So that's why I'm just thinking to myself. I look at it as like this could be really bad.
It's all about what you could do with the size, like we seen how Brian Castano handled the Taxera.
Yeah, we saw that. But of course Castano doesn't have wear and tear like Valdez. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, it's gonna be an interesting fight next Saturday, and then for a co-main, they got Gabriel Flores, and he was originally supposed to face Andrew Cancio, but Cancio pulled out, so he's facing Jason Velez, who for now is I guess now is the career opponent. Now he's in career opponent mode.
Yeah, Top Rank be putting these dudes to use.
Yeah, for real,
man. Like that's one thing they know how to develop their cannon fodder. Like,
yeah, well, they put their cannon fodder through the ringer.
Yeah, no,
I mean, they put their guys through the ringer.
I'm saying, so I mean,
Valdez, they treated Valdez like he cannon fodder.
Yeah, and I mean, Velez is still. I mean, clearly he's not the guy he used to be, but he's still a very experienced opponent, especially for someone like Gabriel Flores, who's still young, he's still coming up, so it'll be a good showcase to see what he can actually do against Velez. And then of course they got some, they got their prospects. They got Elvis Rodriguez on the ESPN Plus part, I think.
My guy Elvis.
Yeah, and then Xander Zayas and Sonny Kanto. Like they have the usual suspects.
Sound like a little quality boxing right there.
Yeah, I mean, Top Rank really does bring the decent undercard. So there's gonna be something to watch for sure. For this though, so yeah, it's actually a pretty it's a pretty decent card. See, and then obviously Berchelt Valdez does have like a fight of the year type of thing on it, but probably for all the wrong reasons.
So I think we touched on that enough. So next,
and then